I just wanted something in the self-love series to really focus on helping people have the courage to try it.
Yeah.
Just try it. Because when we learn new things, it really takes us to another level of excellence in our growth and development. And so we are in the throes of really thinking about how we will market and what we're going to do with Smile with Your Eyes. But I'm so excited by the initial, we have some celebrity makeup artists who've given some feedback, and the initial feedback from people, gosh, it was so easy to use. I just put it on and then I put the eyeshadow on, I blend it and I'm gone. So helping people do it quickly was another aspect of why I designed it this way.
Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, a safe space for ambitious beauty industry creatives to have real talk, get real answers, and practical tools to grow their businesses. My name is Aquia Robinson, and I'm a makeup artist, beauty educator, and the creator of Friends in Beauty. I created Friends in Beauty to support like-minded creatives just like you on their quest to connect, network, and build genuine relationships within the beauty community. Join me every week as me and my special guests reveal the keys to longevity and success in the beauty industry, and most importantly, have fun while doing it. You ready? Hey, what's up? It's your best friend in beauty here, Aquia Robinson. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you're listening to this episode in high spirits and in good health. Now, on this episode of the Friends in Beauty podcast, I welcome Sonia Jackson Myles to the Friends in Beauty guest chair. Sonia is the founder of the Sister Accord LLC and the Sister Accord Foundation, whose movement is changing the way girls and women treat, support, and interact with one another. She recently officially launched Smile with Your Eyes by Sonia Jackson Myles. This new patent-pending beauty product, a stencil for eyeshadow application, allows everyone the ability to apply eyeshadow precisely and effectively. A portion of sales and proceeds will go to the Sister Accord Foundation's scholarship program. The Smile with Your Eyes eyeshadow stencil is an easy-to-use guide accompanied by simple yet detailed instructions. By applying the stencil directly to their eyelids, users are able to create the look they desire. Sonia designed the eyeshadow stencil in response to the many women of all ages who shared with her that they didn't feel comfortable using makeup, and in particular, eyeshadow. The tool has already been endorsed by a number of celebrity makeup artists, including Rory Lee, Janice and Denise Tunnell, and Rashida Lawson Williams, who's also known as the Glam Doctor. Oh my gosh, I had such a great time chatting with Sonia. In this interview, she shares a glimpse into her career as an advisor and executive coach to Fortune 500 companies and startups, why she was inspired to create the Sister Accord Foundation, her experience with bullying growing up, how she's helping young girls and women build trust and sisterhood, the inspiration behind creating Smile with Your Eyes, possible expansions to the line, and so much encouragement in between. Let's go ahead and jump into the chat with Sonia, and if you prefer to watch our beautiful faces, then tune in on YouTube. Enjoy. Welcome to the Friends in Beauty podcast, Sonia.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for this opportunity.
You are so welcome. I'm so excited to have you because the product that you came out with recently is like what really caught my attention. We're going to get to that in a moment. I absolutely love it. So innovative. But before we jump into the interview, I want to start off with some icebreaker questions to get us warmed up. The Friends of Beauty audience can get to know you outside of what you do professionally. So the first one, give us 3 random facts about you.
So random, I am a Virgo. So I am trying to overcome being a perfectionist.
Okay.
I overcame a fear, a phobia actually, of dogs, and now have the love of my life, Socrates, a Bichon Frise, who has literally helped me to become a better human being.
Okay.
And I love serving. I know that I was created, the thing that was planted inside of me when I was formed in my mother's womb is to focus on serving girls and women in a very special way.
That I absolutely love your random facts. So are you a August Virgo or a September Virgo?
August, baby, August.
Okay. Got you. And I absolutely love that you overcame your fear of dogs. I know so many people who are afraid of animals, and I think that's really cool. I don't think I've ever met someone who overcame their fear and now has a pet at the same time.
It was a significant journey, but one that I felt like I needed to go on because the phobia was it was really controlling me, and I felt like I wasn't able to live my best life because of
Mhm.
the phobia. I'd go over to people's homes. Can you put up the dog? Then I'm nervous. Or if dogs were in the restaurants in Europe or in the hotels, I'm panicking and having the anxiety. And so I just felt like I needed to go to another level of living and I had to address it.
This is so random, only because we're talking about like the fear of something. In the process of like overcoming your fear of dogs, did you realize if that fear was something that like was genuinely yours, or if it was something that somebody like made you afraid of dogs?
Well, what's interesting is this is such a powerful, you're a great interviewer because your question is very insightful and very powerful. I had a neighbor down the street when a little boy, Patrick, and I always tell him he grew up to be a wonderful young man, but he was terrible as a little kid, right? So he was essentially bullying, right? So he would have his dog, Buster, chase me. Now,
Hmm.
Buster never caught me and Buster never bit me except in my head. So, what happens oftentimes in these situations is we make up narratives
Yeah.
aren't really real. They aren't true. And
Hmm.
that wasn't my truth, but I held on to that instead of saying, okay, now how do I really handle this trauma that I was experiencing as a kid versus carrying it and allowing it to become bigger and bigger in my mind that it caused me to have a phobia.
Yeah, yeah. I was just curious about that. Okay.
Thank you.
I just know it can relate to so many other areas of our lives as well.
Okay.
Like you said, you just make things up and go with that narrative, you stick with it, and then before you know, you into deep.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. The next one, do you have any pet peeves?
Oh my gosh, these are great questions. I would say that people who are mean and
Hmm.
just mean and unkind, that really bothers me. Is
Yeah.
this like, really? Is that necessary? And so I would say that that's a big pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, that's one of mine as well. I've always been that person that's kind of like standing up for people because I'm like, you're so ridiculous right now, picking on this person or, singling them out. I've always been like that.
Me too. Me too. I took that role on, particularly as I went into corporate America after I left Florida A&M University and started my career. I was always making sure that I was protecting and taking care of folks.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's a part of who I am.
Okay. What do people always tell you that you're good at aside from what you do professionally?
Being fully present
Ooh, I like that. I like
so
that
that I
applies
can
to a lot of us.
truly have a heart exchange. And again, I had to learn these things, right? We have to build the skill in many of these situations. And so I want to be fully present. I want people to know that they are important to me. And that's the feedback that I get.
I like that. That's a great quality to have. I love that. When is the last time that you did something for the first time? Any new experiences lately?
I went to the mountains of Colorado,
Ooh.
2 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
I had never I had never, ever been to any place like it. It was incredible. It was a speaking engagement. And I asked the driver, I said, now, are there bears out here? And he said, yeah, but it's really, the mountain lions. And I said, oh, Lord, mountain lions. So I hadn't even thought of lions. I was focusing on bears,
Right.
but it was just an amazing experience. Wow. I loved it.
That's awesome. Okay, I got to get to Colorado one day. So I just met someone from there the other day. She was saying even in the summertime you can go. The mountains are still, very beautiful.
So beautiful, breathtakingly beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. So the last one, if you weren't the founder of the Sister Accord Foundation, like what else could you see yourself doing? I'm sure you have other passions.
Oh, wow. I have lots of passions. Now, I can't sing at all. I love to dance, but if I was not the founder of the Sister Accord, I would love to just be a writer of songs. I've written a couple songs, but I would really love to get into, the whole process of writing songs
Yeah,
and touching people's heart through music.
I love that. That's really cool. I
Thank
never
you.
had someone say that before. That's really cool. I like that. Okay. So Sonia, where are you from?
I'm originally from Saginaw, Michigan. That's where I was born. And then my family moved to Southfield, Michigan, which is right outside of Detroit.
Mhm.
Detroit's in the house. And but my residence is in Mason, Ohio, which is a suburb of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay. Okay. I have some family in Columbus. In
Oh,
Columbus. So you
yes.
live in Ohio now?
Yes, yes, that's where my home is. And we just had a tea party because we have a Sister Accord chapter on the campus of the Ohio State University. So we just had one of our tea parties in March of this year in Columbus.
Nice. Okay. How was that?
Oh, so amazing. I have to send you the videos. You're gonna love it. It was so amazing.
I love a
Yeah.
tea party. That sounds like that
Oh,
sounds like a good.
yeah. Wow.
So can you tell us a little bit about your background, like leading up to creating the Sister Accord Foundation?
Yes, so as I mentioned, I grew up in Michigan, went to school at Florida A&M University, go Rattlers, for both undergrad and grad school. I studied marketing, but when I was coming out of college, and now I think I'm 25, but I've been around for a while, everyone was going into pharmaceutical sales, and I knew that that wouldn't quite work for me and what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
And so I started a career in purchasing and buying for a living in the automotive industry. And it was unheard of
Mhm.
when I was, leaving school. Purchasing, what's that? But man, was it an amazing, amazing opportunity for me to build my business acumen. So I started at Ford Motor Company and then went to the Gillette Company, and then Procter and Gamble acquired Gillette, and that led me to moving to Cincinnati and leading part of the integration of Gillette into P&G. So as a young woman, I
Yeah.
had the opportunity to lead such a huge integration, probably still the largest in the consumer products industry. And then they created a role for me to design the global lead, designing the global media sourcing organization. So I spent in 20 years over $20 billion in responsibility.
Wow.
It was just an amazing, amazing experience.
Mhm.
Because I had a mentee from every continent with the exception of Antarctica, I started to see some differences in what was happening with the men in the workplace versus the women. The men were coming and saying, Sonia, I've got this amazing business idea. I need you to help me flesh it out. The women were saying, trust Tina. Not so sure about Anne. I want to work for women. I mean, it was always something negative associated with their interactions with other women. And I said,
Mm.
we'll never get to the C-suite. We'll never get to the boardroom if we cannot address this. And
Yeah.
so I literally quit my job to start the Sister Accord Foundation in 2013. So we're celebrating 10 years of inspiring girls and women to know their value and worth, because when that happens, you don't have time to hate. We
Yeah.
are focusing on, and our mission is to have 1 billion girls and women learn how to love themselves and each other. When that happens, something on the inside is stirred up that you can't even turn off. But what happens is the positivity all of that negative stuff, all that competition, all that stuff that we learned because we're socialized as little girls to not like each other and to not like ourselves, we
Yes.
can reframe all of that and really have healthy interactions and relationships with each other. And so that's my journey to starting the Sister Accord Foundation.
Wow, that is fantastic. That is quite a journey. Indeed.
Yes, it is.
But I was going to ask you about, what do you think it is about the foundational things between men and women that kind of set the tone for how women have been interacting with each other versus how men interact with each other, like over the years?
You know, boys have some specific things that they have to deal with, but let me just for a moment share with you what happens to us as girls. And a lot of times I don't think we realize it. So when I say that we're socialized to not like each other and ourselves, and social media now exacerbates this, right? So it's always this notion of comparing. Okay, who's cuter? And so, you know, who wore it best is one of the greatest examples.
Right.
You don't see them pitting two men against each other.
Right.
You know, I saw an article the other day pitting Taylor Swift and Beyonce, you know, so let's do a comparison. No, let's not do a comparison. They're both great. How about that?
Yeah.
And so we have to change the narrative because there's so many constructs. The system wants us to compete and duke it out. And we have to say no and start shutting that stuff down.
Wow, that is so true. It's always that double standard as well. When it comes to certain things like that, if you do decide to discuss it, there it's always going to be an excuse as to why, you know, people continue to do that. But can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing over there at the Sister Accord Foundation? And then like ultimately, like what was that decision to create it, like to leave your corporate job that you were at for so long to step into this type of work?
Well, you know, we have 3 areas of focus: educating girls and women. Education saves lives. Education changes lives. So what was important for me was to make sure that we could be a source of funding for education. And so, gosh, since we started giving scholarships, I believe we're over $70,000 now. And we're a relatively new organization, right? And so getting those dollars and having donors invest in us to be able to give those funds. Now our graduates, the Sister Accord, you know, Nella D. Jackson, named after my mother, who went to heaven in 2019, they're graduating, they're in law school now. I mean, all these amazing things where people would say, oh, that particular person should be a statistic. Oh, that person could never go and graduate from the Ohio State University. Oh, they could never go to law school. We turn all of that on its head and say, whatever it is that you desire to do, you have a family, the Sister Accord family, who is going to be here to support you and give you the leadership development skills and give you the tools to be great. Right. The greatness is already there. It's inside of you. It was planted inside of you. Now, all we're doing is giving you an opportunity to sustainably and consistently show up the way that you desire to do. And so educating girls and women had to be a priority for us. Enlightening girls and women of the power of sisterhood. So that's through all of our programming. I was sharing with you about the tea parties.
Yeah,
that's one of our signature programs.
Okay.
And then eradicating bullying and violence against girls and women is a big one. Domestic violence rates have gone through the roof after COVID and during COVID. And so we are very committed to doing the work. And that's why we can't just talk to ourselves. That's why so many boys and men are also a part of the Sister Accord family, because if we're going to eradicate bullying and violence against girls and women, we have to include them in that conversation. So those are the 3 areas of focus for us.
Got you. Okay, I love that. Did you experience, aside from the neighbor that you told us about with the dog, did you experience any bullying growing up, or I guess cattiness with other women?
How long look, how long do you have, sister? How long do you have? Oh, I saw some of the most egregious behavior amongst women in the workplace. And, I had a couple situations where I had to advocate and fight for myself, right? I'm not going to allow you to tell non-truths, or, as some people say, I'm not going to allow you to lie on me. I'm not going to allow you to steal my ideas. So I had to learn how to speak up for myself, because historically for me, it was all about doing great work, right? Not trying to take credit for it, just operating in excellence. What I learned in the world of work is you have to be able to articulate your value proposition and what you bring to the table. So, it's not about taking credit. It's about making sure that people know what you are doing and what you are delivering. And so I had to learn how to do more of that, because I think particularly in our culture, it's about, oh, you're bragging. No, this is about being very clear about the value that I am bringing to this particular company or to this particular role. So I had to stand up for myself. Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for people who are still in corporate America for like advocating for them? Well, as a Black woman, first of all, to advocate for themselves and not come off as the angry Black woman, or, that you have an attitude or something like that, because that's not the same narrative for, other people when you're trying to advocate and speak up for yourself.
What's really important, this is what I say to all of my mentees. What's really important is that we don't attack people, we attack behaviors. We address the behavior. So if someone says something that's inappropriate, if someone does something that's inappropriate, talk about the behavior and how the behavior made you feel. That gives you the ability to breathe so that you're not angry, you're not coming from a place of anger, that you can come from a place of being very clear about what the offense is and how the offense impacted you. Yeah. Then you can have a courageous conversation that then says, okay, now this is the outcome that I would desire. Should we have this kind of interaction again? These are the things that I want you to be mindful of as we interact with each other. And it helps to have a very calm approach to the situation.
That is great advice. I hope that y'all pick that up, because I know so many people, just even listening to other podcasts, that deal with some crazy stuff in the workplace, and they always have to kind of like second guess or kind of pause for a second before they react in order to not be perceived, a certain way. Oh my gosh.
Yes, you're such a great interviewer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I also know that you're on a mission, like you said, to inspire 1 billion girls and women just to love themselves, and that sisterhood that you're forming. Like, how do you plan to do that? Aside from like the Tea Party, you have the scholarships, you have to like clone yourself to be able to reach all of these people.
Oh my goodness. We have some of the most amazing volunteers. I could never do this by myself. And so having people who believe in what I believe in and say, Sonia, what can I do to serve? What can I do to help you get to the billion? Talk about it in your places of work. Talk about it in schools. Making sure that in some instances, people will bring me in to work with different companies on culture. So all of those things help us to get to our billion. And what's so cool is people will say to me, and I'll get all these text messages and emails, and they'll say, gosh, I went through your program, or I heard you speak. I took what you said back to my family. And so families and relationships are getting healed. Yes. Because of the work of the Sister Accord. It is so incredibly powerful, because that's what we need right now. Our families are hurting and broken, and in so many instances just need some love. And so this whole revolution of love that the Sister Accord represents is needed now more than ever. Who knew when I left P&G that this is the world that we will be living in 10 years later? the
Right.
violence, the hate, right? And so it was important for me to make sure that I work with and surround myself with people who love
Mhm.
and are kind and people who are genuine and authentic in this. And so we have now expanded into Africa.
Nice.
We have 2 chapters in Zimbabwe, we have 1 in Malawi, and we have a list of other countries that where leaders in these countries now are saying, I'm going to help you bring the Sister Accord to my country.
Wow.
And then this is how we're going to expand so that we get across the entire diaspora and get you to your 1 billion. So I have people who are rooting for me on earth and in heaven for us to get to the billion. And so I know we will. One young lady at University of Michigan, when I was speaking there, she was from China, and she said, Miss Sonia, why are you only going for 1 billion? You know, you should go for all the women on the planet. And I said, listen, if I could just get to 1 billion first, we can get to the other folks.
That's
But
a
let
never.
me just get to 1 billion first. So I thought that was so funny when she said that.
Wow, this is fantastic and very exciting because in my mind, I imagine that the way that you're able to expand like this is because of the relationships that you built and also that your vision is so clear. Like, how are you? Obviously, you are leveraging the relationships that you built, but can you speak to the importance of building relationships? Because I feel like a lot of people in business don't realize, like you said, you're not doing this by yourself. Like you can't reach that many people by yourself.
You know, what's interesting, I was reading an article, I love to read, and the article was talking about self-made billionaires and millionaires. And I always, when I see that word, self-made, or the hyphenated word, the 2 words together, I always say, no one is self-made. I could never be successful in what I am doing in all my businesses if I had to do everything. There's no way. And so for me, it's always been about collaboration and partnership. And what I have wanted to do with the Sister Court is show how when women come together, we bring our businesses together, we bring our intellectual property together, you go much farther, faster.
Yeah.
All boats can rise. And so you don't have to be worried about, oh, is she going to get, do better than me and all of that foolishness. You set that aside and you just serve with excellence. And I think one of the most amazing parts of my journey has been the Sister Accord jewelry collection.
Nice.
I partnered with Lisa Robin Jewelry right away. The jewels from my book, the Sister Accord 51 Ways to Love Your Sister book. And we have all of these different amazing pieces of jewelry. And now we have a beautiful brooch, SA brooch. And it's because we established a relationship. We care about each other. We support each other. I don't have that foolishness with any of my business partners. My business partners and I, we've been together from the very beginning, and we are still together. And that's because we respect each other. We understand what each other's goals are, and then we work to support each other. And that's been how we've operated with each other.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. I love that so much. You did mention I think a program or some of some sort for Sister Accord. I think, like, what journey are you taking these young girls and women on to build trust and sisterhood? Because I'm sure it is a lot of like breaking down what people have been taught already to
That's
kind
right.
of get to like a new way of doing things. So like how
Right. That's right. What's so powerful is the brain can unlearn all of that stuff, all that negative stuff, and we can go on this journey together of truly being authentic in these loving relationships. We're not talking about being fake and doing anything that you're not comfortable with. We're talking about, how do you get to a place where you love yourself so much, and not in an arrogant way, because when ego has no place in service, the way that we serve. This is about getting so comfortable with yourself that you literally see other women as an extension of yourself. And so it's this love for humanity that we are really focused on. And so our leadership development tea parties, we have held what, 26 now? 26 tea parties.
Wow.
All across the country, all across the globe. We've had these tea parties now. And we focus on emotional intelligence, skill building, leadership development, skill building, how to deal with challenges. And girls will come back and say to me, and women, gosh, I used what you shared at the tea party, and I can't believe the level of success that I'm having. Right. So I have all of this experience. You got to remember, I managed over $20 billion. There's a lot of experience that comes with that. I couldn't keep that to myself. And so I am literally, and then I have speakers. We bring speakers in, we bring performers in, internationally acclaimed performers. Sheila E. has performed for us, Layla Hathaway, Johnny Gill. So we literally are partying, right? We're celebrating sisterhood. And at the same time, we're learning. And so we have created a safe space and an environment where people just open their hearts and they have these long-standing relationships with each other. I'm not even around. I'm nowhere to be found, but they have connected at our events. And so it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see.
That is beautiful. Like, who would you say this organization is for? Or do you all have I don't know, like who is Sister Accord for?
Everybody. And that's really what's so cool about it, right? Because, for me, studying marketing, studying business, I know about segmenting. I know the importance of segmenting, right? But when I sat down and people kept saying, well, you got to pick one group. And I kept saying, I can't, because I got to get to the girls because of all the negativity that they see. But I can't leave the women out because they didn't get the message when they were little girls. Because mean girls grow up to be mean women if there's no intervention. The Sister Accord is the intervention. So I could not say that it's one or the other. So we literally have had women in their 90s all the way down. I mean, people have brought their babies, 3 and 4 year olds, because the negative behavior, bullying starts as early as the age of 4. You're a baby. How can you bully and you're a baby? Well, it's because of what people see. It's what they see on TV. It's what they see at home, right? Or in the community. And so I could not leave out any group. And that's why the men when I first started, men would say, is that one of those men hating groups? And I said, no, we do not hate men. We need you. We need men, because I told you about the eradicating the bullying and the violence, right? So we're literally for everyone.
Yeah.
We're literally for everyone.
Do you have any causes or anything, I don't know, foundations that you're working with as far as the eradicating the violence and things like that against women? How can other people get involved with that?
Yeah, so in Cincinnati, we work with the YWCA of Greater Cincinnati. They have a shelter, a women's shelter. We work with women helping women who help survivors of domestic violence, stalking, and sexual assault. Yes, we absolutely partnership in every way. Ladies of Leadership is an organization, it's a foundation there in Cincinnati that we partner with. And our girls have just done incredible things, going on to college, getting their education. So yes, it's very important for us to partner, because again, we don't want to reinvent wheels. We don't want to try to do this alone. And so those organizations are just a few of the ones that we have partnered with.
Okay. So how are you tracking your billions? Is this like a membership where you could like keep track of the numbers? Like, do you know about how many women have come through so far so we could keep up with you?
Yeah, so we know that we're in the thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands in terms of people who have been connected to our events, right, over the 10 years. Then we started, so Mickey Taylor and some of the folks who are on our board, we started looking at the views. I mean, we're in the millions, tens of millions in terms of people who are going to our Sister Accord channel on YouTube and just watching our videos, right? Okay. So we know the impact and influence on that. Our press releases get great pickup. Well, that's how you found out about us. Our pickup with the press releases. Again, the unique visitors monthly are in the hundreds of millions. So we know we've been in magazines, we've been in Essence multiple times, we've been, you know, in a number of different publications. So we know that from an awareness perspective, you know, we're in the hundreds of millions. Mm-hmm. What we are working on is I love technology, and I tend to be a first adopter of some things. And so I've been asking my team for some really cool ways for us to be able to track to the 1 billion. And so that's what we're working on now.
Okay, that's exciting. Okay. So can you tell us about the Sister Accord Self-Love series?
Ooh. So what was important for me as I was envisioning the Sister Accord and everything that I wanted to do with this lifestyle brand, it's a lifestyle brand. We literally want people to live the principles of the Sister Accord. Mm-hmm. And so when I thought about this book, and I saw this book in a dream, Sister Accord, 51 Ways to Love Your Sister. And I thought about these jewels: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and selflessness. I wanted to find ways to be able to bring to life what is in this book. Mm. How do we lead with love? How do we lead with kindness? And so the first thing that we did in this whole self-love series is created a fragrance. So one of my mentees who went through my dream walking program, that's my coaching program, she created a scent for us that we sold out of. And people would say to me, oh gosh, I just put that Sister, that's the name of the fragrance. I put it on and I feel like I could just go out there and just do anything that I put my mind to. Well, that's what we want. These bracelets that Lisa Robin Jewelry created, they have charms: love, joy, peace, patience, everything that's in the book here, the jewels. And so people will say, you know what, I need to put on joy today. So they would put their joy bracelet on. Mm-hmm. These are all the reminders, because listen, sister, you've got to focus on this stuff every single day, because there's so much negativity out here. And so self-affirmations is one of the aspects that we teach as part of the leadership development program. Mm-hmm. You got to look in that mirror and you have to speak life into yourself each and every day. Yeah. And that's what all of these items, including my new beauty item, that's what they're all designed to do. What do you need to do for you, not for someone else? What do you need to do to speak life into yourself? And that's what the self-love series is all about.
This is just such a great conversation. I'm really enjoying everything that you're saying, everything that you're doing. It's just so fantastic to see, and so aspirational as well. Just to see everything that you've been doing so far and what you will continue to do. Is just, my wheels are turning in my head. Yeah. But speaking of your beauty product, you're welcome. You're welcome. Speaking of your beauty product, I would love if you could show us and tell us about Smile with Your Eyes, because this is like the coolest thing ever.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this. I can't believe we're actually here. We have launched, and let me tell you the backstory for this. This was my COVID project. So this is Smile with Your Eyes by Sonia Jackson Myles, Eyeshadow Stencil. Nothing in the marketplace like this. I would get all of these text messages and calls, and people would see my pictures on social media and they would say, I love your makeup. I am afraid to wear makeup, or I'm afraid to wear eyeshadow. I don't know how to apply it. I'm afraid I'm going to look bad. And so I said, gosh, if there was just a tool, even for beauty schools, so I am really looking to partner with beauty schools with this tool. If there was just something that would give the people a little guidance and can break up the eye, and think about it as paint by number, right? You know, some of the things that we used to do as children, and you just, follow the instructions. We have very detailed instructions, and we have video on our website, Smile With Your Eyes by sjm.com. I just wanted something in the self-love series to really focus on helping people have the courage to try it.
Yeah.
Just try it. Because when we learn new things, it really takes us to another level of excellence in our growth and development. And so we are in the throes of really thinking about how we will market and what we're going to do with Smile With Your Eyes. But I'm so excited by the initial, we have some celebrity makeup artists who've given some feedback, and the initial feedback from people, gosh, it was so easy to use. I just put it on, and then I put the eyeshadow on, I blend it, and I'm gone. So helping people do it quickly was another aspect of why I designed it this way.
That is so cool. And like you said, just give it a try, because we all have those pictures where I could pull up some pictures right now when I first started wearing makeup, and I'm like, it looked crazy. You got to start somewhere, though. You got to start somewhere. So being as though this was your COVID project, like what was the product development process like at that time? Was it a little difficult to get it up and running?
Well, yeah, it took a while, right? Probably 3 years for me, because I wanted to draw it just so I wanted to make sure that the, it's biodegradable. I wanted to make sure that the glue was safe and eco, friendly, and just the packaging. So it took 3 years to bring this to life, and just making sure I'm a very detail-oriented person who can also step back and dream. So I wanted to make sure that every single detail of how to use the product was there, and people could be comfortable if they went to retail, because I have always sold directly to consumers via my website. So this is the first time that I'm considering doing something differently by partnering with retail and being in the store. And I think, so I'm learning. This is all new to me from a beauty perspective. And because we sold out of the fragrance, just selling it online. And then, making sure that beauty school piece, that we can really partner with some of these beauty schools. I'm really excited about the possibilities for that.
That's really exciting. How many of the stencils come in the pack?
It's 8 of the upper eyelid, and then 8 of the V's. Gotcha. And they're $12. Gotcha. So, we felt like it was really, affordable, and people can use them. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with this product. I think it's going to be a huge winner. Yeah, I really do.
Aside from eyeshadow, are there any other common challenges that women tell you that they have as far as beauty goes?
Matching their skin tone. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I should put on, foundation. I'm just throwing on some lipstick and kind of moving on. But then I see your pictures, and I see, what happens when you have a professional look. And it does make a difference, right? And we want to look good and feel good. But matching the skin tone tends to be another area that people talk about a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So what was your relationship with beauty prior to this product that you have now? Because your makeup looks good. So how did you learn how to do your own makeup and get into it?
I just tried. Now, I have a professional makeup artist in virtually every place that I go. where I speak because I like the way I look. I like the way the pictures come out when it's professionally done. But when I'm just doing my own makeup, I just started trying, and I observe and watch my makeup artists, and I
Yeah.
said, oh, okay. So I'm paying attention to what they're doing, and then I try to do some things, and then I pay attention to the products that they have, and then I go and buy them and try different things. I think the thing for me was I couldn't stay in this box of, oh, it has to be this way, but open my mind to the infinite possibilities for the different ways that I could do my own makeup and learn. And that just it's freedom. It literally sets you free when you can just be open to learn. And that's what I've done with my beauty regimen.
Yeah, I love that. I don't know if you know, I'm a makeup artist, so I always say that I'm a makeup artist. And during COVID and like before that too, I was teaching at a cosmetology school. I was teaching the makeup program and also doing like lessons for, you know, everyday women. And I think the eyes, you nailed it for sure. The eyes and the foundation are always the two, and maybe like the brows too, I would say. When people want to put on lashes now, but definitely the
Yeah.
eyeshadow and foundation are the two most common things amongst makeup artists and like everyday women that people really, really want to master. So I'm really excited about Smile With Your Eyes because I feel like even with them just continuing to practice with the stencils and the Smile With Your Eyes, eventually they'll move on to a point where they're like, I think I can do it on my own and not need the
Exactly.
design anymore.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. Yes, I'm really excited because so many people who have gone to cosmetology school have said, Sonia, the schools need this tool. This will be a huge help for them because as we were studying makeup, we really didn't have anything. And so they really didn't spend a lot of time on it. And I could have used more help. I said, oh, this is perfect. You
Yeah,
know, this is
definitely.
perfect. So
That's
yeah, I'm really excited to see who's going to say yes first. As I tell all of my mentees, all you need is one yes.
yeah,
Be
that's
prepared for the no's. Be prepared, right? But when you get that one partner and they say yes, the trajectory of your life will change. And so
yeah.
that's what I'm really excited about and looking forward to. Who's going to be the one that says yes?
Because all you once you get that first yes, then everybody else
Oh,
is going to want to jump on.
everyone comes. Right, right.
Yeah. Do you have any plans to expand the line as far as beauty products go?
Well, that's what I, have been really thinking about, what are some of the other things that could be really fun? Because this is also fun. When I tried it and was playing with it, I'm like, oh, this is cool. And let me try this color and let me do this. So really thinking of what are some other fun things that really are new to the marketplace. I always try to be a trailblazer in serving girls and women. And, so I've been thinking about what are some of the things that are, as I listen to the insights from girls and women, what are some of the other products that they would really like and enjoy to use?
Yeah, okay. What are some of your go-to or favorite beauty products that you like?
Well, I use Makeup by Rory Lee. As a matter of fact, I have her lipstick on today.
Okay.
Rory is amazing. She's in Miami. She's outside of Miami. And it's just beautiful line, beautiful eyeshadows and eyeliners. So I use a lot of her products.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Do you have any advice? I think this is like a selfish question for myself, but do you have any advice on how to build a strong community?
Yes, one of the things that's been really important for me is to, as I think about when I started the Sister Core Foundation, but even prior to that, my best friend since first grade, we're still friends, right? We were 6 years old. And now, here we are, still connected.
Mhm.
And so for me, it's always about focusing on being with like-minded people. I have tried to force being a part of other circles with women who really weren't my people. If you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying, this is why I say to people, go where the love is. They really didn't accept me, right, for who I am. They really didn't love me, right? But I was, because people told me that that was the group I needed to be a part of. There I was trying to be a part of it. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore. And so for me, it's about, who are those like-minded people who care about what I care about? Who are they? And then how do we come together where 1 + 1 = 1,000? Because there's a multiplier effect. And then the community spreads and grows simply because the like-minded people were all very clear about how we were going to treat each other, how we were going to interact with each other. And so I'm blown away when I meet people and, oh, I've been following you for 10 years. Or, I met, she does work for us now, concierge service, Tia Rochelle. She was coming to Sister Accord events and I didn't even know her. Vicine, who helped me to launch in Zimbabwe, her home country. Justine said, I was coming, and she had the pictures. She was showing up.
Wow.
And so who shows up? Who shows up for you?
Yes.
Who loves you? Love does not hurt. So if you are, and it just hurts my heart when I hear these stories of how people have been harmed and hurt by so-called friends. Love doesn't hurt. So if you are dealing with people who are mistreating you and misusing you and abusing you, those are not friends. You have to switch. You have to change. You have to pull yourself away from negative energy. And so I would say those are the things that I've been much more mindful of as I mature. Because I have a heart and love for everyone, I found myself trying to be in places where I really shouldn't have been.
Right.
And now I am not doing that anymore.
Yes, and you created your own thing, your own place to be, so you don't have to try to fit into those other places that it just doesn't fit.
No, and it's okay. There's no hurt, there's no foul, there's no harm, there's no hard feelings. That they are just not my people. It is so important for us to find our people, because that's where the magic happens. That's where you truly go to another level of living, when you are around people and you surround yourself with people who genuinely care and love you and respect you and value you. It makes a world of difference.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Absolutely. So how do you take care of yourself, since you are in such a demanding position and having to pour into other people on a continuous basis? Like, how do you refill your cup and take care of yourself?
Oh, sister, it's a 3-letter word, SPA. I spend time at that spa. I'm doing radical self-care. I am getting those massages. I am resting. I am a recovering workaholic. So let me be honest. I used to say, oh, I'll rest when I die. That's crazy.
Right.
No, we have to get sleep. We have to make sure we're eating right. For me, I stopped eating beef and pork. I cut back on sweets. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm taking care of my body. Making sure that I meditate and pray every morning. So I have practices now and things that I do to make sure that I am refilling my cup. Otherwise, you're going to hit the wall. If you are giving to everyone else, and you are not replenishing, you are going to eventually hit the wall. And I just decided that was not a way that I wanted to live. I talked very briefly about the power of the pause. We're always moving so fast. I had to learn how to slow down. Because when we're in a hurry, when we're making rash decisions, that's when accidents and mistakes happen. So I've had to slow it down a bit to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do for myself.
Yeah, yeah. When it comes to building the sister accord and getting to the impact that the level of impact that you desire to have, how do you find that balance between not working so much and like just pacing yourself to get there, as opposed to like trying to just go full throttle and like get to that billion like tomorrow?
Oh, you know me, don't you? You know me.
My mom is a Virgo. Look.
Oh Lord. Okay. Well, I really had to learn how to just say, okay, it's 8 o'clock, it's 7 o'clock. I got to shut it off. I got to shut it down so that I can be with family, so that I can be with friends, spend time. So yes, there are some 12 and 14-hour days, but I don't do that every day because that's not sustainable, right? Between my clients and the work that I do, because most of my time is not spent on the foundation. Most of my time is spent with clients and doing the culture work and the work that I do to help organizations and leaders understand the kinds of healthy cultures that really drive profitability. So that's where I spend most of my time. And so I have to make sure that I am learning how to turn it off. Okay, I need to shut it down now. And the other thing that's been so important for me is to delegate. And because I have people that, we have ambassadors in Africa, they help to do a lot of this work. And this is all volunteer, right? So we're all volunteering. None of us are getting paid for this, but the rewards are so significant when we see how we have saved and transformed the lives of girls and women around the world. The feedback will blow your mind. I'm going to send you some videos.
Yes.
It's just incredible.
Yeah, send it to me. So Sonia, at the end of the day, like, what do you want your legacy to be with this work? I'm sure you thought about it.
My legacy, what I am hopeful for is that people, when they hear my name or they think about what was the significance of me being on this planet, being born. That was a miracle because my mother was told that she couldn't have any more children. So my very existence is a miracle, is that I led with love. I always led with love. That's what I want this legacy to be all about, such that other people can say, well, if she can do that, I'm just an ordinary girl from Saginaw, Michigan. If she can do that, wow, I can do it too. And so that leading with love and kindness is just, it's everything. I go to sleep thinking about it. I wake up thinking about it. To me, it's one of the most important things. And again, I know that I'm called for such a time as this, because if you think about what's needed now more than ever in our world today, it's everything that we're doing. It's everything that we represent. So I think the legacy of this work will speak for itself.
Yes, I love that. Oh my gosh. So is there anything next coming up for you, Sister Accord? Anything that you could share?
Yes, we're having a cruise.
Okay.
A 10th anniversary cruise, August 28th through September 1st on Royal Caribbean, Freedom of the Seas. It's a cruise and an empowerment conference. And so we are going to have speakers, and we're going to talk about embracing freedom to live your best life. Get that, with the backdrop of the Bahamas.
Right.
So go to the Bahamas and Coco Cay. This is to celebrate our 10th anniversary. August 31st is Sister Accord Day. So the city of Cincinnati gave us a holiday that we celebrate every year. And every year we ask people to focus on love, showing love and do random acts of kindness towards a girl or woman in your life or a perfect stranger. And we're excited this year because Stokely is going to perform.
You've been getting around.
Yep, and our headliner is In Vogue.
Oh, wow.
We are so excited about Sister Accord Day this year because we're going to be on a cruise ship. So that's coming up. We have, I think just a few cabins left. We had to add some cabins. But if any of you or any of your people want to come, you got to hurry up and move fast.
That is fantastic. So it's like Sister Accord Day and 10-year celebration / birthday. Because I know
because my birthday is August 27th, so I couldn't believe it. I said, we're leaving the day after my birthday.
That's everything.
It's just an amazing way to celebrate. And to be able to have this opportunity to have this conference on the cruise is really very, very special. We're going to have a lot of young people. Travel is important. I'm in partnership with AAA. Travel opens the mind. And so to be partnered with a trusted brand like AAA is, again, it's a godsend.
Yeah.
And so we are really excited about this. This is the first time we've ever done anything like this. And so we're really excited about partnering and introducing, like I said, we're going to have a lot of students on the cruise, families will be on the cruise. And again, this is about love, joy, peace, and patience. Those are the 4 days, and those are the themes for each of the days. And we're going to go in and we're going to have fun and we're going to relax and renew our spirits. And that's what's so exciting about it.
This sounds like it's going to be a fantastic time. I'm so excited for y'all. Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, this has been such an eye-opening and just great conversation. I have enjoyed this thoroughly, I have to say. I can't let you go yet, though. I can't let you go. I have to ask you the beauty rapid fire question, Sonia. So whatever comes to your mind first, just spit it out. You'll be great. So the first one, what are the top 3 keys to your success so far?
For beauty or just in general?
Just in general, with everything that you've been doing.
I would say the fact that I am very self-aware, like I know what my gifts are. I would say that my attention to detail, I make sure that I cover what needs to be covered. And then the fact that I'm a dreamer. I love the fact that I can just dream of these infinite possibilities and say, well, what's keeping me from doing that? And so I think those 3 things have been the key.
Okay. The next one, how do you measure your success?
When a girl in one of the videos I'm going to show you, I'm going to send to you, one of the executive board members at Ohio State was saying thank you to me in the video. And, I was crying. My allergies were really acting up because she said, I'm a better person. I'm a better sister. I'm a better mentor. I am a better person because of the Sister Accord and working with you. Wow. What? She knows her value. She knows her worth. You cannot put a price tag on that. And imagine what our world will be like when we get to our 1 billion. Yeah. So that's how I'm measuring success, 1 girl and 1 woman at a time.
I love that. What's the best advice you've ever received or a piece of advice that's always stuck with you?
I would say from my mother is to be grateful.
Yeah, gratitude.
That it changes everything when you have gratitude. Yeah. It reframes your brain when you're grateful. So I would say that would be the best advice that my angel mommy gave me.
Yes, I agree with your angel mommy 100%. What advice would you give to another woman right now who is just struggling to find connection with other women?
I would say that to spend some time thinking about what's important to her. What is it that really is important to you in relationship and community? And then be it. Because what happens is when you walk in the authenticity of what you desire, you will attract exactly what you're looking for. But you've got to do the heart work, as I call it. You got to do the inside job first. And then I believe, and this has just been my experience, it comes, the people will just come. God will send exactly who you need. And that's been my journey. That's been my experience.
I love that. What's a resource that has helped you in your business with the Sister Accord, or any business that you have that you can share with the Friends of Beauty community?
I'd say a resource that, well, I tell you a book that really, this book it was such a blessing to me. And that was The Alchemist.
I've read that.
It just, I think it just opened my mind. And that's what I needed, because you got to remember, I grew up in corporate America, and in corporate America, there are finite boxes that you are a part of, right? And so becoming an entrepreneur, which is, I did not plan that.
Yeah.
I had to burn the box, I had to totally forget about the box. And so again, I had to retrain my brain. And I would say that book allowed me to open up my mind to these infinite possibilities, that the universe, if I would just focus on what I had burning deep inside of me, that the universe would conspire to bring it to life. And so through my prayer and meditation time and self-affirmations and doing the heart work and making sure that I'm surrounding myself with like energy, it has made all the difference in the world, all the difference.
I love that. Yes, go grab The Alchemist. That was a really good book. I need to read it again.
I need to read it again too.
That was a good book though. So the last one, I just want you to fill in the blank and just say, my name is, blank. And the key to longevity and success is whatever you think it is.
My name is Sonia Jackson Myles, and the key to longevity and success is operating in excellence consistently. Stay away from mediocrity. It will tear apart every single thing and dream that you have. When you operate in excellence and you are consistent with it, you will see the success. I guarantee it.
Yes, this has been so great. Before you go, please share all of your information, whether it's social media, website, how people can connect with you, Sister Accord, the cruise, like whatever you want to share.
Yes, please go to the Sister Accord Foundation. You have to put the in there, the sisteraccordfoundation.org, thesisteraccord.com, and you'll see some of the things that you can buy. We're going to have some new products. We're working on some really cool things. Okay. Sonia, Sonia Jackson Myles, MYLES.com. Smile with Your Eyes by sjm.com. And then a lot of people ask me about my work that I do in corporate America. So dreamwalkingcourse.com is Dreamwalking is that program, executive coaching program that I have as well. I am on all platforms because I finally joined TikTok. I'm the Sister Accord on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter. We have a Facebook page, The Sister Accord, as well. And I'm on LinkedIn. So please reach out on LinkedIn, Sonia, Sonia Jackson Myles, MYLES, as well.
Yes, I love the consistency in all of it. I love it.
Yes, trying to stay consistent.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Sonia. This has been, like I said, an amazing, eye-opening conversation. I'm so excited for everything you're doing and that you will continue to do, and we can stay connected. I would love that.
Oh, absolutely. And I forgot, I'm on Instagram as Smile with Your Eyes by SJM as well. That's important.
Okay.
So follow us. We haven't done as much as we need to do on with our Instagram page. So we've got to get those numbers up. So please have your following, follow us there. And we are absolutely going to stay connected.
Yeah.
I am so proud of you and what you are doing, and I can't wait to meet you in person.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll leave all your links below.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Friends in Beauty podcast. Don't forget, sharing is caring. Share this episode with at least one friend in beauty and subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts so that other friends in beauty can find the show. Plus, we'd love to hear your feedback. Connect with us on all social media platforms at Friends in Beauty, hashtag Friends in Beauty to join the conversation, and join our Friends in Beauty Facebook community to stay connected. Talk to you soon.